Yeah, good morning, my wonderful people. Here is another blockbuster. My turn never finish, you. This one is coming from IPOB, and another one is from Enugu State Governor. They are the one now calling Ekpas, because according to Enugu State Governor, he said that anyone that is calling for a sit at home, all in the name of to release Martin Nnamdi Kanu, is a criminal. And what is a criminal in our own local dialect? We call them Ndori Ekperima. Ndakanagba. That is what Enugu State they call Simon Ekpa. No me call him. So make gonna no throw my comment section now and begin to attack me. I go read the headline for him, make gonna hear him so that you go know say this one is coming from the mouth of the governor of Enugu State, Mr. Peter Mbah. But before then, let us read this first headline we have here before we can be able to read out other ones as well. Sit at home. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu to end sponsored sales in the southeast. This one is coming from the office of Emma Powerful, speaking on behalf of the IPOB and the Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know whether the Autopilot recognize this one or not, but my only take on all these things is what let us be guided. Anyone you are doing and you are sure of it, that is going to give us victory on this Biafran agitation and the quest to have a Biafran referendum and Biafran state. Please continue doing it. If you are not doing the good one, if you are not doing the right one, if you are not giving the right directives, please have a rethink. Now people they suffer this, because we have two elephants they fight. Now grass, 9 they see, 9 they hear and we Now the poor masses we have in our society, they suffer all these things. Our age mothers and fathers who cannot go out on daily basis to scarf for what they eat, and nobody is providing anything for them. The so-called federal government that said they want to provide palliative to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal, and I don't see how the thing be now. They have already mapped out 500 billion naira for the palliatives, and 70 billion for lawmakers sitting at the Abuja there doing nothing. Nigeria is a joke. Nigeria is a total joke. Anyway, thank God very soon we are going to have our referendum. And only to belong on that contraption called Nigeria, my dear, it will be a worst thing that will happen to Igbo people if they still agree to do what? To continue with this marginalization we are having at that nonsense called nonsense of a country. You want to share palliatives, but common COVID-19 palliatives, most of all the politicians hide them under their beds, some offload them in their warehouses. Even some people export their own to UK and other parts of the country where they have shops. Then the poor masses are being left to die in their hunger. Now we want to share 8,000 naira monthly for 60 families. I know 60 million families. Ndara, tell me how you're going to achieve it. This one is just another way to share money, and that's exactly what they're going to do this time around. Thank God Biafrans are not involved. Well, another headline here. New seat at home. Another new seat at home coming this month. Ekpas has been accused that he had been bought over to destabilize Igbo land, using Biafra to enrich himself. This one is coming from the office of Ohanes Ndibo as well. No, this one is not Ohanes Ndibo. Sorry, my people. Ohanes Ndibo and Ohanes Ndori. Now them they talk this one who say Ekpas, say they don't buy Ekpas. So I beg make gonna tell us how much they buy Ekpas so that we can go and get our own share of the money. Because now what when I talk, no me talk am. Nnamdi Kanu, this one is another headline. Those enforcing sit at home order don't want Biafra to come or Nnamdi Kanu released. And those people can be regarded as the thieves in our midst. Enugu State Governor. This one is coming from Peter Mbah. I beg no me talk am. For those of us who will come now and begin to attack me, I'm just reading the news I was given before my present here to present to you people. That's bringing the word, the news to your doorstep. That's exactly what I'm doing. So my wonderful people, do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Please, I'm not going to hear shouting. You see as I'm just jejely and wildly. They do my thing. They take it one after the other because if I'm mistakenly shouting now, my brother, this my voice becoming history. I don't know what thing that happened, but whichever way it is, I must do my job. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has said the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, will end sponsored criminality in the southeast. Of course, I am among those who is agitating that what is happening in the southeast is not ordinary. It is being a sponsored and an imported violence. IPOB made the call in a reaction to the warning by the Chief of Army Staff, Taoreed Labaja, over the sit-at-home order by Simon Ekpas. Labaja had warned that the Nigerian army will no longer condone the sit-at-home order in the southeast. Then tell me, Labaja, what are you going to do? To go to people's houses and begin to see them. If you say you don't want to condone the sit-at-home, then be ready to sample your men. Let them do the right work, because if you sample them now, you people will use Fulani foot soldiers, or they call them repentant Boko Haram, and give them army uniform to come and tackle the menace of a sit-at-home, and they will go there now and begin to kill innocent people. If people sit at home, the government will complain that why must they sit at home? If they come out to protest, you shoot them and arrest them and kidnap them. With people that have died, nobody knows whereabouts of their corpse. You cannot beat a child and tell that child not to cry. It is never done. So be guided. This commissioner, new army staff, Labaja, be very, very careful. Be very, very, very careful. Before I do a nonsense. The group said it is not responsible for Mondays or third, 7-day, and purported 2 weeks sit-at-home orders and enforcement. A statement by IPOB spokesperson or spokesman, the more powerful reads, IPOB worldwide condemns the statement credited to the Nigerian army linking IPOB to the incident and destructive sit-at-home orders and enforcement in the southeast. The army chief, General Labaja Taoreed, will not claim ignorance of all the previous press release written by IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, associating ourselves from Simon Ekpas and his criminal sit-at-home enforcers. The reckless and abusive sit-at-home strategy is from the Autopilot group, led by Simon Ekpas. We have consistently made it known that Simon Ekpas and his Autopilot group are not IPOB members and do not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in their violent enforcement of sit-at-home orders. If indeed the Nigerian government and her security agencies are interested in the peace of the eastern region, they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, as pronounced by the Appeal Court of Nigeria in Abuja, and see their sponsored criminal agents using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu detention to perpetrate crime go into oblivion and fade away, according to a man powerful. New sit-at-home Ekpas have been brought over to destabilize Igbo land, using Biafra to enrich himself, according to Ohanaeze Ndị Igbo. Ekpas Igbo Social Cultural Organization Ohanaeze Ndị Igbo, about Ohanaeze Ndị Iberibe, has accused the self-styled separatist Simon Ekpas of playing the script of enemies of Igbo land, having allegedly collected huge sums of money to destabilize the region and undermine its progress. Ohanaeze accused Finland-based Ekpas of using the pro-Biafra struggle and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name to enrich himself at the expense of the lives, property, and well-being of Ndị Igbo in general. It wondered why Finland has continued to happen and allowed Simon Ekpas to use the European nation as a launchpad for what he described as deadly sit-at-home campaigns and destructive incitement. These were contained in a statement issued by the national president of Ohanaeze Ndị Igbo Youth Council Worldwide, Mazi Oku Nabuihe, in Enugu State on Friday. The group described Ekpas sit-at-home orders as part of a deal to destroy the economy of the social life of the Southeast. In the long run, we want to make it abundantly clear to Ndị Igbo, Nigerians, and the international community that Simon Ekpas is not fighting for the cause of Biafra or leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the contrary, he has since sold all of us to our enemies, who are bent on destroying us economically, politically, and socially. He is also actively working against Kano's release in order to continue making money. He knows that the federal government will likely continue to detain Kano so long as Igbo land is restive. Oku added, in the same vein, because Southeast lose is the gain of other parts of the country in a federal arrangement, it is obvious that Ekpas is being sponsored and encouraged by forces within and without to destroy and hold the region down. We are already witnessing a high loss of investments and the migration of existing business to other parts of Nigeria. Ohaneze also called out the government of Finland for alleged complicity in the bloodletting and havoc in the southeast region. We put it to the government of Finland that it cannot count itself innocent of all the atrocities and the killings by enforcers of Ekpas in saying sit at home in our otherwise peaceful region. We cannot stop wondering why such European society renowned for its value for human life continues to harbor Ekpas and also allow him to freely incite disaster and direct wanton destruction of lives and property in Igbo land from their own nation. Will Finland also treat him with kid gloves should his utterances or action lead to the death of a single Finnish? Oku queried. The apex body commended Governor Mbah of Enugu State for the ban on Monday sit at home, which is said had already been abolished by all genuine pro-Biafra groups. It also threw its weight behind the Enugu State Governor's decision to explore the International Criminal Court option in ensuring that the crimes against humanity in the Southeast paid for their sins. We stand with the government's position that nobody should be allowed to enjoy life and educate his children in another nation while causing deaths and destruction in another part of the world, Oku concluded. So as on Ayara, that's all the thing take be. Nnamdi Kanu, those enforcing it at home, they are nothing but what? Ekberima, and they don't want Nnamdi Kanu released. Enugu State Governor Peter Mbah. It is important to educate our people for them to know that these sit-at-home enforcers are not after Nnamdi Kanu's welfare. Governor Peter Mbah of Enugu State has said those enforcing the sit-at-home order in the state and other parts of the southeast are not seeking the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Mr. Mbah spoke on Saturday during a media chat with Enugu-based reporters and media executives at the government house Enugu. IPOB in August 2021 introduced a sit-at-home order every Monday across the southeast to pressure the Nigerian government to release its detained leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is standing trial on treason charges at the Federal High Court, Abuja. No trial again whatsoever on the head of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So please, the writer, be what? Be guided. He's no more facing any charges, even as it stands now. That now, because any court in Nigeria have no right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as being stipulated by the Appeal Court of Nigeria. The separate groups later suspended the order and said it will only be implemented on the days Mr. Kanu appears in court. However, government said to be part of the agitation for Biafra in the region have continued to enforce the suspended order. The IPOB faction led by Mr. Kanu has reportedly disowned those enforcing the civil order. The government said those enforcing the order are only criminals hiding under the guise of being Biafra agitators and protesting the detention of Mr. Kanu to commit crimes. As media people, it is important to educate our people for them to know that these sit-at-home enforcers are not after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's welfare or freedom. We must be able to separate the two. The so-called sit-at-home enforcers are mere criminals and our people must face them frontally, he said. Mr. Peter Mbah said that Igbos were united in demanding for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, noting that he had also met with President Bola Tinubu to request the release of the IPOB leader. He said the state government had declared war against sit-at-home enforcers and will never take orders from them. Earlier, the state government had threatened to punish civil servants and businesses that adhere to the sit-at-home order on Mondays. In the interview, the governor stressed that his administration banned the action in Enugu because he was convinced that the state would not record investment and achieve economic growth if the people should continue to take orders from the faceless criminals. We cannot be defeated by evil, and we must not allow that to happen, he said. He asked for concerted efforts by the media and the Enugu people against what he termed scaremongering and fake news, saying it had become the new strategy adopted by the sit-at-home promoters to cause panic. Mr. Mbah urged reporters to be professional in their duty by fact checking and verifying the authenticity of information before a publication. The truth is that we have won the actual war against it-at-home enforcers and murderers out to destroy Enugu State and Igbo land, because they no longer have the capacity to unleash terror on lives and property of Ndi Enugu. That is why they have now resorted to scaremongering, peddling fake news, and all manner of dramas to instill fear in our people and control their minds and actions. He stated, "We practice democracy. We can never allow murderers and terrorists to dictate to us. We must not allow those who do not have the mandate of the people dictate to us how to live our lives, when to go out, when to close our businesses, and when to sit at home. Sit-at-home enforcers to face prosecution if arrested." Mr. Mbah also said the state government was exploring the option of persecuting those who are criminal caught in Enugu. The governor said the culprits would be prosecuted for their alleged crimes against humanity, saying nobody should be allowed to cause deaths and inflict pain on others, especially in the 21st century. He hinted that technology had already been deployed to guarantee the safety of residents, pointing out that there were no longer hideouts for criminals in Enugu State, according to Peter Mbah. The dollar video, this one is news from Kano concerning this dollar man. Because we dey spend naira, but all this was na dollar they take collect their own bribe from our contractors, whom they give work to work for them. So dollar videos cost visit new date to hear Ganduje's suit to stop probe. People want to stop probing him, right? That Nigeria will better now. Nigeria will better. No, because na be our problem in Nigeria. The presiding judge at the Federal High Court in Kano, Justice A.M. Lehman, has fixed July 21st for the hearing of the application filed by the former governor of the state, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, which is seeking to stop the investigation into the alleged dollar bribery videos. Nigerians report that Kano State Public Complainants and Anti-Corruption Commission had announced that it has invited Ganduje to appear before it to answer questions in relation to its investigation of the viral video showing him stuffing US dollars notes into his pocket, allegedly receiving as kickbacks from a contractor. Ganduje, however, through his lawyers, filed an application for the enforcement of his fundamental human rights to fair hearing, private and family life, and to acquire and own property. Pursuant to this application, the court on July 7 granted an ex parte motion that restrained the PCACC and 7 others from inviting or harassing the former governor pending the hearing and determination of the application. When the case was called on Friday, July 14, counsel to the PCACC, Usman Fari, told the court that the matter was not ripe for hearing because the former governor served the respondents in the suit, which the court processed on July 10. Based on the rules of the court, the respondents have 5 working days to file their response. Other respondents in the suit are the Nigerian Police Force, Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Police, Kano, the State Security Service, SSS, Nigeria Security and the Civil Defense Corps, the Attorney General of Federation, and the Attorney General of Kano State, Nigeria News reports. which counsels to Ganduje, Attorney General of Kano State, and that of the SSS, agreeing with the position of the PCACC Council. Justice Lehman adjourned the matter to July 21 for a hearing. Meanwhile, one Dr. Ahmed Garoba, Kofa Wambai, who sought to join the suit as a co-complainant with Ganduje through his lawyer Ibrahim Baba, has withdrawn his application to join. His withdrawal followed an observation raised by the PCACC lawyer that the ex parte order issued by the court already covered Kofa Wambi and all other appointees of the former governor, while adding that the generality of the order has even crippled the activities of his client. PCACC laments. Burning of seized oil vessel planned to shed relatives. This monarch. I listened to his interview with Arise TV morning show, and I quite agree with you that what this man said is the simple truth. What is happening in Nigeria? The only criminals we have are the ones in government houses, the ones in Asorok. Why are you burning vessels that have over how many millions barrels of oil? Something that is not Nigeria have not even meet up to the quota being given to them by OPEC as an oil producing nation. Yet Nigeria will cut a vessel claiming that this vessel is being used as oil theft, and you burn the vessel with the crude oil. On our way done, on our go margin. Anyway, don't be on a fault. And I don't see us finish, and that is why. The traditional ruler and chairman of the Bayelsa Traditional Rulers Council, His Royal Majesty Buba Raya Dakolo, claimed that a vessel full of stolen crude oil bound for Cameroon was burnt to protect the true oil chiefs. Of course, everything that pertained that thing had been burnt, including the documents. The vessel was intercepted in the Escravos Sea in Delta State. The ruler criticized the burning of the ship, calling it a wasteful act. He made his remarks during an appearance on Arise TV, the morning show, on Wednesday. Security agencies have set the vessel on fire on Tuesday, stating that the act was a deterrent to potential offenders. Captain Waradi Eniso, the Antista Executive Director of Technical Operations, said the whole idea of destroying the vessel is to send a strong message to all would-be investors. However, Dakolo believes the burning was designated to protect the actual oil thieves. He said, I can tell you for free that vessel was burnt because it was cheaper to burn it than to bring in the oil thieves that are behind it all. Very, very vital point. Usually, what Nigeria has done in the last several decades is to parade a young, helpless, improperly educated, jobless youth from the Niger Delta as a typical thief. But I argue that such a person shouldn't be called a thief. He should be rehabilitated. He belongs to a place where you have to educate him, reorient him, and make him a patriotic Nigerian. He is a victim of oil thieves. Why the main oil thieves are the ones in private jets with houses and fat bank accounts in foreign currencies. Nigeria, on our way down. Dakolo stated that the real oil thieves were affluent individuals with properties in multiple cities worldwide. He believed that these individuals are known to be authorities but are never implicated. The traditional ruler also argued that burning the vessel was economically foolish, as the stolen oil was worth around $100 million, and we are looking for money to cushion the effect of first oil removal. I don't get stressed, I don't feel love. Dakolo asserted that the loading of the crude oil onto the vessel would not have been possible without the knowledge of Nigerian authorities and security agencies. Yes. He claimed that the oil was likely loaded at an authorized loading bay and known to all relevant agencies. Court don't set our brother Okorocha free from the EFCC's corruption of 2.9 billion naira charges. Okay, make on a continue. Justice Yusuf Halilu of the Nigerian Court of the Federal Capital Territory has discharged Senator Okorocha from corruption charges filed against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. This is the third time Okorocha has been freed by court in respect of alleged fraud and corruption said to have been committed while he was the governor of Imo State between 2011 and 2019. Justice Aliru on Friday freed the former governor from the charge after dismissing the charges filed by the anti-graft agency for being an abuse of court processes. According to the court, it was wrong for EFCC to continue to file similar charges against a defendant in different courts, particularly when a court of competent jurisdiction had already decided on the matter. Daily Post record that Justice Stephen Pam of the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt had in 2021 judgment quashed the EFCC charges against Okorocha after he declared as illegal, unlawful, null and void investigation upon which the charge was based on. So wait, let me ask you. So all this drama that happened in the Okorocha house, all of them at the end of the day, you quash everything like that, eh? Nigeria will lay away. I beg, make una help me ask Nigeria will lay away. So all those things are just a film making, and I just they do drama. I mean, a content and they create, breaking into his house, even into his own bedroom. What if that young man is doing Migrimo that day? It's all right. The judge subsequently prohibited EFCC from further prosecuting the former governor over any alleged offense relating to the said investigation. However, on May 24, 2022, the commission arrested Okorocha after over 6 hours of siege at his Abuja residence and subsequently arraigned him and 6 others before the Federal High Court in Abuja. They were alleged to have embezzled the sum of 2.9 billion naira belonging to the government of Imo State. However, Justice Inyang Ekwo, in a ruling delivered on Friday, February 6, struck out the charges for contravening Section 105, Subsection 3 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which gives the Attorney General of the Federation the power to recall a case. Justice Ekwo heard that the directive of the AGF in a letter dated September 12, 2022 to EFCC to forward the case file with its comments on the issue for consideration and review was binding on the commission. The court agreed with Okorocha that the earlier judgment of the courts of coordinate jurisdiction sitting in Port Harcourt in suit number FHC/PS/FHR/165 between him and the EFCC restraining the agency from further proceeding on the alleged offense subsists. Dissatisfied, the commission approached the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory and filed another set of charges against the former governor. But Okorocha, through his lawyer, Chief Ola Olanikpeko San, challenged the competency of the charge in an application claiming it was an abuse of court processes. Delivering a ruling in the application on Friday, Justice Alelu held that it was wrong for the EFCC to bring a suit that has been already decided by a court of coordinate jurisdiction, especially when there was an order of court restraining the anti-graft agency from prosecuting Okorocha over the outcome of an investigation that has been nullified by the court. The judge noted that there is nothing more than court abuse in the action of the commission by going ahead and filing the same suit in 3 different courts. Justice Aliru, while noting that the agency by law is conferred with a wide range of investigatory and prosecutorial powers, maintained that the commission must learn to operate within the law, adding that the EFCC, being a creation of the law, must be a respect of the law as well. The court noted that the evidence before it showed that the Federal High Court had in 2021 freed Okorocha from fraud and corruption charges brought against him by the EFCC. He noted that while the commission did the right thing by appealing the judgment, it ought not to have approached another court of coordinate jurisdiction to file a similar charge against Okorocha. While warning that nobody or agency is above the law, the court advised the anti-graft agency to accept that there must be an end to litigation. once a case of abuse of court processes is established, the best thing to do is to dismiss the charge. The first defendant is hereby discharged. The court held. The last but not the least, this one is Oba of Benin. He don't go visit, he don't go carry waka, go meet the president of the Fulani government of Nigeria in Aso Rock. President Bola Tinubu on Friday received His Royal Majesty Omono Oba Edo Ukpo Apollo Ewure II, Oba of Benin, in the State House. The president received the monarch and members of his delegation at the council chamber of the presidential villa around 1 p.m. The delegation included the Egbeabai of Ikpedi, the Emir of Somiraka, the Oneja of Ewato, and the Ojoromi of Uromi, as well as top Benin chiefs. At the time of filling this report, the reason for the visit was not made known. However, there are suggestions that the meeting is geared at formally congratulating the new president on his assumption of office. Also, it's suggested that the visit of the monarch is to discuss with the president about issues concerning Nigerian people. You can as well see the videos below. Stop searing up Nigerians against INEC bulls. APP tells Labour Party. All People's Party, tells Labour Party. The Action People's Party has said the call for the sack of chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, by the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council is needless. They called that the Director General of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign, Akin Osuntokun, called for the immediate dismissal and prosecution of the INEC chairman. Osuntokun also asked the international community to take punitive action against Yakubu and other top officials of the electoral body over the conduct of the 2023 elections. In a statement issued by its acting national chairman, Uche Nnadi, the APP asked the Labour Party to wait for the ruling of the presidential election petition tribunal